Hello, trombones, and welcome to song number 113, Sea Chanty. This is your green belt test song. There are no new notes in this song, but this song does teach us a new rhythm. So let's get right into it. What is the new rhythm? Well, the new rhythm happens in the very first measure of the song, and I like to just call this the green belt rhythm. We see a ta with a dot next to it, and then this note, whatever that may be, and then another ta. Well, what's the note in the middle, right here, where this high G is? That is a half of a TT. So over here, we see a TT, and this note is just a half of a TT. Well, what is that? Well, it is called a T, just T-I, T. So we have TT. If we split them apart, we have a single T and a T, and that's how we get TT. It looks like the way it does because I like to describe it as our TT has a beam connecting the two notes, right? A TT. And if we were to split them apart into two separate notes, that beam would just fall down and looks like saggy, like it's flopped over. So, and of course, well, you're like, well, this Lando, this one's going up. Well, imagine the TT beam's on the bottom and then it folds up like that. So it's a T, just TI, half of a TT. How do we read this measure? How do we read this rhythm? Well, we would say, one, ready, go, ta, ti, ta, ta, ti, ta, ta, ti, ta. That's how we would read that measure. Now let's do a little bit of math. Okay, so first, how long is a dotted ta? We know a ta is 1 beat. We know a half note is 2 beats. We know a dotted half note is 3 beats long. And we know a whole note is 4 beats long. So how long is a dotted ta? It's probably longer than 1, right? Because a ta is 1 and a dotted ta, we know it's going to be different. And we already know that a half note is 2 beats and a dotted half note is 3 beats. So when you put a dot next to a half note, it makes the note longer. So if we put a dot next to the ta, it should make it longer too. But how much longer? That's what we need to figure out. Well, first, when we read the rhythm and we're snapping the beat, and as you can see, there's only going to be 3 beats per measure because our time signature in the beginning of the song, which is our fraction 3/4, the 3 on the top tells us how many beats will be in a measure, and there will be 3 beats in a single measure in this song. And the bottom number, the 4, tells us what type of note is worth 1 beat, and that is a ta, which has been the case in almost all of our band songs so far, trombones. And we can double check that. Let's look at measure number 2 of the song. How many tas do you see? 1, 2, 3. And these 3 tas are in their own measure because here's a measure line and here's a measure line. So in one measure, there are 3 tas or 3 beats. So that confirms that. We have 3 beats in a single measure in this song. So if we're snapping 3 beats, 1, 2, 3, and we're reading our rhythm, ta, ti, ta, how do those 3 notes fit in the 3 beats? Well, the dotted ta is over the first 2 snaps, ta. The T happens in between snaps 2 and 3, and then the ta happens on snap number 3. Ta, ti, ta. 1, 2, ti, ta. So that's how we fit our T into this rhythm. 1, 2, ti, ta. You fit it in between the second and third beat, the second and third snap. Ta, ti, ta. Now let's do a little bit of quick math here, trombones. First, let's do a quick review. We know a half note is 2 beats, right? Equals 2 beats. We know a dotted half note equals 3 beats. We know a ta, and tas are a little bit harder to draw in Screencastify, but that's okay. We got pretty close to a good ta there. We know that is worth 1 beat. So what about a dotted ta? How many is that worth? That's the question, trombones. How long is a dotted ta? Well, let's look back at our half note and our dotted half note. A half note equals 2 beats, and a dotted half note equals 3 beats. So my first thought is, if I put a dot next to a note, it just makes it 1 beat longer. 2 plus 1 equals 3. Well, okay, if we think of it like that, I have a ta, which equals 1 beat, and a dotted ta would just equal 2 beats. So a dotted ta is 2 beats long, right? Well, no, it can't be. We already have a note that's 2 beats long, and that's a half note. A half note is 100% 2 full beats long. So it's not just adding 1. So a dot doesn't just make the note 1 beat longer. So what does it really do for math? Well, a dot next to a note makes the note longer by half of how long the note already is. So we have a half note which is 2 beats long, and we're going to put a dot next to it to make a dotted half note. So we need to now figure out what half of 2 is. And half of 2 is what? 1, because 1 plus 1 equals 2. So a dot makes the note longer by half of what it already is. So it's already 2 beats long because it's a half note. And then half of 2 is 1. So since we put a dot next to it, 2 plus 1 equals 3. So in that case, it adds 1 full beat. But what about a ta? We know a ta is 1 beat long. If we put a dot next to it, it's going to make the ta longer by half of what it's already worth. It's already worth 1. So what's half of 1? It's 1/2. So 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1. So if we make a ta longer by half, it'd be 1 and a half beats long. And that's how we can put this T in between beats 2 and 3. Ta, ti, ta. Because 1.5 beats is ta, ta, ti, ta. We can fit a T in between beats 2 and 3 because a dotted ta is worth only 1.5 beats. All right, trombones, I'm going to erase our quick little math lesson here in the bottom. And what we're going to do now is, well, now that we've read the rhythm for the Greenbelt song, right, that Greenbelt rhythm, right in measure 1, we're going to see what it sounds like when we play it on our instruments. So after we erase this, we're going to play measure 1. And trombones, of course, if you need to see me kind of reteach that a little bit, pause the video, rewind it, and you can watch me reteach what happens when you put a dot next to a note. All right, let's play measure 1. What are our notes? We know the rhythm already. We've read the rhythm multiple times. Our notes are F in first position for the dotted ta. Our T is a G in fourth position, high G. And then we go back to an F in first position for our ta. So ta, ti, ta, or 1, 4, 1. Here's what that sounds like. 1, ready, go. Listen to it again. Ready, go. Ta, ti, ta. So that rhythm is the green belt rhythm. It happens many times in the song. Actually, take a few seconds, see how many times you can find the green belt rhythm, which is in measure 1, through this whole song. I'm going to look too. I see that the green belt rhythm happens 6 times in this song. Here's the first time, here's the second time, here's the third, here's the fourth, the fifth time, and the sixth time. Now, the first 2 times we play the green belt rhythm, here and here, in measures 1 and 3, we play the same exact notes as well. The rhythm is always the same for the green belt rhythm, but in the first 2 times it's the same notes too. And all the other times, in the third time, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth, it's the same green belt rhythm, but now the notes are different. So you already pretty much know how to play 6 measures of your green belt test song. That's pretty good. Now let's get into learning the song. We're going to play the first 4 measures. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's look at our rhythm. I see the green belt rhythm 2 times. I see 3 tas. I see a half note, which is 2 beats long, and a TT. Let's read the rhythm. I'm going to make sure my tempo is set to 70. Ready? Read. Ta, ti, ta, 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 ti, ta, ta, ti, ti. Now let's go over what the notes are we were supposed to be playing. We already know the first 3 are F, G, F. Measure 2, we have D in 4th position, B flat in 1st position, low B flat. Back up to D in 4th position. Our dotted ta is an F in 1st. Our T is a G in 4th position. Our next ta is an F in 1st. Our half note is a D in 4th position. And our TT, the first note is a low B flat in 1st, and then up to a D in 4th position. Let's play the first 4 measures. 1, ready, go. So I hope you noticed, trombones, that for through those first 4 measures, you're only using 1st and 4th position. You're just going back between 1st and 4th. That's pretty easy. You just got to keep track of how high the note is or how low the note is, so we can adjust our embouchure, our hole opening, small or more open, and then our airspeed, fast or slow. Let's keep going on to the next 4 measures of the song. Let's look at the rhythm first. I see 2 dotted half notes. I see 3 dotted half notes, and we know how many beats long is a dotted half note. 3 beats long. And then I see our green belt rhythm. So let's read the rhythm for the next 4 measures. Ready? Read. Ta, 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 ti, ta, ta. All right, trombones, let's go over what notes we're playing. Our first dotted half note is an F in 1st position. Then we go up to a high G in 4th position. Our green belt rhythm starts with an E flat in 3rd position for the dotted ta. Our T is a D in 4th position. And then our next ta is an E flat. And then we have a dotted half note C in 6th position. All right, trombones, let's play these 4 measures. Ready? Go. Fantastic. Before we play the whole first line, I want to go back and start right here in measure number 4. I'm going to play the half note D in 4th position. And then what I want to do is take a quick breath, because this apostrophe above the music is called a breath mark. So we're going to play this note for 2 beats, take a quick breath, then play this TT, ti, ti, ta, and then we're going to go to the end of the first line. So start at measure 4 and play to the end of the first line. 1, 4th position, go. And then trombones, let's go back. Now let's play the whole first line of the song. 1, ready, go. Fantastic. Let's keep going to the second line. We're going to work on the first 4 measures of the second line. I'm going to look at the rhythms first. I see the green belt rhythm here and here. So we have the green belt rhythm twice. I then see 3 tas and a dotted half note for 3 beats long. Let's read the rhythm of the first 4 measures of the second line, which are measure numbers 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let's read the rhythm. 1, ready, read. Ta, ti, ta, 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 ti, ta, ta. Fantastic. Let's go over what notes we're playing. Our first green belt rhythm, our dotted tas in E flat in 3rd, our T's in F in 1st position, our next tas in E flat in 3rd. We then go down to a C in 6th position, a low A in 2nd position. Let's do a quick reminder on that note. A, right, 2nd position. We just want about 2 inches of the slide sticking out there. Not a lot, just 2 inches. And here's low A. So in that measure, you have to go 6, 2, 6. So we have, all right, let's go back. C in 6th position, then A in 2nd position, low A natural. Back up to his C in 6th position. We have a green belt rhythm again. Our dotted ta is E flat in 3rd position. Our T is a D in 4th position. Our next ta is a C in 6th position. And then we have to jump all the way up to a high G in 4th position. So that's going to be a tricky little jump. That might take some practice. You need to go from open hole slow air to play a C in 6th position to very small hole fast air for a G in 4th. Let's just try that out. Let's just play C and then up to a G. You might want to practice that a few times, trombones, just going from C 6th position to G 4th position. It takes a pretty quick change from more open hole slow air to small hole fast air. Let's play the first 4 measures of the second line. 1, ready, go. All right, trombones, let's keep going. Let's go the second half of the second line. Let's look at rhythm first. I see tas. I see a half note. I see a green belt rhythm. And then I see a dotted half note to end the song. Let's read our rhythm. 1, ready, read. Ta, 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 ti, ta, ta. All right, trombones. Let's go over notes. What are we playing? Well, we have a bunch of Fs in 1st position in a row. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 Fs in 1st position. Our next ta is an E flat in 3rd. Our green belt rhythm, our dotted ta is a D in 4th position. Our T is a C in 6th position. Back up to a D in 4th position. And then we end the song on a low B flat in 1st position. Let's play the second half of the second line. 1, ready, go. Alright, trombones, now we just gotta go back and play the whole second line before we play the whole song. We have another breath mark right here, which means take a quick breath after you play this high G for 3 beats and before you play these Fs. So take a quick breath right here. Let's play the whole second line of the song. 1, ready, go. Alright, trombones, one last thing. Now we just have to play the whole song from the beginning to the end. Here we go. Alright, trombones, that's how you play song number 113, C Chanty, for your green belt test. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments or send me a message. Bye, trombones.